somebody just texted me and asked me, "Are you okay?" And you know, as a human, that's a hard question. As a black human, that's a hard question. And as a black human that so happens to be a man, that's a hard question. So that's three the hard way, right? And sometimes you just want to say yes. Somebody asks you if you're okay, you just want to say yes. Well, me personally, because the first thing I think about is if I'm not okay, what can you do to help them? I'm so aware that God puts humans and people and things and moments and all these things here for a reason. But sometimes it just feels like that wasn't the reason. Like people weren't placed here to care about my feelings, so I'm so used to sorting them out by myself that when I get that question, it's just so weird. But then sometimes I want to be truthful, like I'm never okay. But I don't want that to sound like somber. It's always going to be something that's just a perception thing. So when I say like, oh, I'm never okay, that's not just me being like negative, but it's like, it's always going to be something. It's just a matter of like how you choose to look at it, right? And yeah, I'm never okay. It's literally always something, but I know it's supposed to teach me stuff. So it's like, do I say I'm okay or do I just be real? Like, no, I'm not okay because this is uncomfortable. I know uncomfortability is usually like, something that happens before you grow, but you cannot ignore the fact that you're uncomfortable. Sometimes you'll be like, well, if the purpose of this is this, then it's not that. No, like you're still sad. Even if you had to go through your sadness to get to this point, you still were sad. So a lot of times I just want to say no, and I did say no because I feel like I'm in an emotional purgatory. Like I've been through a lot of stuff, and like my whole life I was trying to make it my duty to like not lose my heart, not lose love, and like still be a good person, or and I'm a really good person and I didn't lose a lot of things, but life would do a number on you, and it'll make you wonder like, should I be this person? And the answer that I came up with myself is like, yes, I should be that person, and it's okay to not be okay, but I think it's my own. It is in fact not mine, but yeah, it's like I'm in the emotional purgatory, so to speak. Like I know my feelings are my feelings. Oh, it's like I'm not numb, like I feel everything, but I feel nothing at the same time. That's just kind of where I'm at right now. Because like, how do you explain that? Like feeling everything and nothing is just like a really weird experience. So, yeah. So, now also I've been doing stuff like, probably, some of the stuff is probably irresponsible, but I think it's important to do like the small things that like give you some hope. You know what I mean? I'm broke as fuck. Life is in shambles. I've never been in this spot before, but I feel so comfortable here. Not in the sense where it's like I'm going to continue to let it happen or anything, but I just feel okay. Like I've never felt so okay with what I'm dealing with or going through ever in my life. But point being, it's like sometimes this was $80. I don't have no fucking money. Probably have $500 in my name, but this, like I don't owe money, but it's like little things like this is what'll sometimes will help you get through shit, And then, hold on, is this still recording? Okay. And then also the other thing is like, it's Father's Day. I usually don't feel anything or feel some type of way or whatever about my dad, but cause I don't know, I don't think he realized how much I appreciate him, or like the things that everybody looked at him as, I didn't look at him as that. But I understand feeling like everybody will or is, or somebody don't love or appreciate, or how much you put into certain things, and like to hear somebody complain about something, sometimes it's a lot. And maybe at that point in a lot, like finally having a son that's grown and like I'm me, I felt comfortable to say these things without any malice, And I think, this is the other thing. This is the whole point. I realized my dad was the first example for a lot of things. He taught me everything I know, but he also taught me everything that, well, no. he just wasn't there for some things, and I experienced some stuff. But damn, I lost my train of thought. But when somebody learns things, like, you don't get to choose when somebody learns things or how they learn them. Interestingly enough, my dad might be learning things from saying, I cut my son off. Son, don't talk to me ever again because I think you don't appreciate me, and I think you're. And I ain't gonna lie, it was easy. I think it was easy for me to like work through these things over the past couple of years because everything he said wasn't true. So that's one thing. Like, hearing something from your father that's not true, the person that like molded you and built you in a lot of ways, and like he really doesn't know me. You feel me? That's just the real, because he also missed out on a lot of key years. It's like, it's easy to hear and be like, damn, that's out of pocket that you. That's literally how I viewed it. Like, that's out of pocket that you view it that way because you're wrong. And I'm not gonna let your anger or your feelings convince me that it's right. You feel me? So that's the one thing I learned. And the other thing, what was it? It was about feelings. The other thing was, I forgot. But you just gotta allow people to feel how they feel. But yeah, I think today I just finally processed, like, I have a dad, but I'll never talk to him or see him again. And he was a good dad, you feel me? He had to shit with him. A lot of things that like affected me, traumatized me. To this day, like, I'm dealing with it right now. But like, in the same sentence, I never like blamed or, you know, I've had times where I talked to him, explained these things, and I think just in, you know, maybe he sat and pondered on them and felt the way because he know how much he put into this shit. But like, bro don't know how I talk about him. Like, you know, I feel like he think I talk down about him, this and that, because as a grown man, I say, yo, this is what affected me. But then that's where I start to realize he taught me all of these things. Like, I remember I told my dad I wanted to be just like him, and I realized, whether he realized it or not, he was teaching me how to, you know, a lot of the good things, but he was teaching me how not to be like him. So, you know, our parents say, like, do as I say, not as I do. He taught me certain things men don't do. So as he's trying to tell me how I'm not good enough of a man and this and that, how you don't want to talk to me ever again, he's being super emotional and feminine and all these type of things. And, you know, I was pretty poised or whatever. I expressed myself, too, for a really long time. In a very simple, straightforward, non-emotional, well, not non-emotional, but non-like theatrical way or whatever. And always, that's how I always am. And I want to say, like, oh, he mistake that for like some feminine shit, but no, that's not what it is, because he don't tell me everything I know. And sometimes people just interact with you based on convenience. It's so convenient for all your experiences, or most of your experiences that's bad, to be with women, and then when you get mad at somebody, to say they acting like a bitch. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's so easy to do. And he's also the same person that, and I heard this because he meant this, like emotions and all that whole ass shit to the side. He said, you don't need me for nothing. Now you got everything you need. And when he said that to me, this was actually a time when I didn't know he cut me off. We didn't talk for months. I thought he was on some cryptic, deep shit. The whole time he was in his feelings about some shit. But I heard that though, you know. And I believe him. It's a lot of things that I don't believe, like the mean shit or the rude shit, just based on what other people did to him. I didn't do nothing to that man. I ain't gonna lie, and I know it's nothing that he could do to convince me that I did. I know he has feelings, so have I affected him? Maybe, like, I'm a human too. But I ain't do nothing to that man. So all that bad son narrative and this and that, that's just your trauma. Your mom called you a bad son. You felt like a bad son, and you wasn't, but you had to believe it. So now here you are in return saying shit to me. You know what I'm saying? It's just like cycles, but he taught me enough to know how to break the cycle instead of thinking that that's okay. Because imagine I believed what he said to me. You know what I'm saying? But I know the type of family that I come from, and that's why he kept me away from it. It's just evil, you know what I'm saying? Like, systematic stuff. The shit is literally set up for everybody to hate each other and this and that. Like, for us to never get right, basically. And so he taught me all this shit. So me knowing that this shit is set up for us to never get it right, I see the shit that was set in place for us to never get it right. So I love that nigga forever for that. When I don't talk about him often, but when I do, let me see. I don't talk about him super often, but when I do, one, I always give him his flowers. I forgot what I was about to say. But yeah, like, he gets flowers from me. Do I be hoping he okay? Do I want to talk to him per se? No, because like on some grown man shit, not wanting to be problematic, I wouldn't say, no, you act like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? You act like a whole ass nigga. That shit corny. But the grown man in me, I felt comfortable and confident to say that. And I was like, yeah, and do something. But it's like, no, that's just how I feel. But even that, it's like, that might feel feminine. Expression is not feminine. He told me that. But like, hell, you know. But not hearing the perspective of it all will be the feminine thing. So that's why I don't, like, somebody be like, you was on some whole shit, Grizz. What you mean by that? Not what you mean, nigga. Genuinely, what you mean? Like, why was that the label that you wanted to put on me? You get what I'm saying? I'm curious. Safe to assume that sometimes people just be being disrespectful, but regardless if they being disrespectful or not, I'm a person that be want to understand humans. So somebody can be like, you a bitch. That don't make me turn up. Why did he feel comfortable to come here, dude? What is his idea of this, or what did I actually do some bitch shit? Right? Now he could really just be saying that to hurt my feelings, but my feelings will not be instantly hurt. I will process it. You feel me? And that's just how my brain works, and that is, I think, what has saved me. Like, that's why I'm here. So I got like something on my neck from wearing the chain. Probably like, fuck this nigga a fiend, a deep ass fiend. But I think from wearing my chains and stuff, my chain's not fake. It's real silver. But I guess irritation, or maybe you can. Is that a bat? I was close. But yeah, man. That's that.